Hey everyone, this is day 3 of creating a tabletop role-playing game. This is my series where I show you guys the process of building and creating a TTRPG. I'm Joey, and for 5 years I've been creating and selling tabletop role-playing games. And today I thought it'd be fun to start this off with our leveling page. This one we were working on not too long ago. We're kind of going through and going over what we want for the leveling section and what that'll look like as we further develop the game. So as for solo leveling and shield hero, they are both XP based. We immediately thought, let's go with that. So we're going to go strictly XP base, and we're asking ourselves questions, and those questions that we're asking are going to be down in the description below, but I'm also going to kind of go through them really fast here. So in case you want to read them for yourselves, go ahead and read in the description. But we have what happens when you level, what happens when you gain XP, how do you gain XP, how many levels are there, what does leveling affect, what are aura points, how are aura points made, or what do they do, how are classes and jobs affected by leveling, what determines when you level, does each party member level at the same time, or is XP shared, how do aura points affect a party member, and what part of leveling affects your HUD. Me and Antonio were actually discussing a few of these things. For instance, the HUD is going to be your guys' character sheet, and as someone who's been dropped into a video game fantasy realm, you have access to this HUD at all points. So it's also really fun to kind of say like, oh, that HUD is your character sheet and you yourself are always looking at it. So I thought that would be really fun to kind of have that. And of course, I had to add aura. I had to. It just sounded like a lot of fun having just like having the aura farm. So I'm going to kind of go through this, and we're going to talk about like what happens when you level. In particularly, me and Antonio thought like choosing HP, MP, or SP, which HP being health points, MP being mana points, or SP being stamina points, would be like we took a piece from Skyrim and decided that it might be the most fun to let people choose what they want to increase each level. And so we went with that. And for the stats, speed, strength, and intellect, you get to increase them by 1 each time you level. And of course, you gain an aura point to spend on an aura chart, which we'll talk about that later. The next question is what happens when you gain XP? It goes towards your XP meter, and that's going to also be on your HUD. How do you gain this XP, you might ask? Is through quests, puzzles, and encounters. And that's just going to be basically me just saying playing the game. So besides that, how many levels are there? Me and Antonio are actually planning on 99. And so what does leveling affect? Your stats on your HUD, your AP, your class, your job, and of course the big question that I've had from Antonio and some of my Discord members